Okay, we're back. We got another beer review for you. This is another one sent to me by Nick, Mad Max Star, Maxwell Star's Beer Reviews. Big thanks to him. It's kind of cool. This is a beer I've tried before and reviewed. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, 7 out of 10, whatever. Way back at this past spring, Albino Rhino's Beer Fest. So, basically just sort of gave a quick review there. Uh, and this beer is as old as the one we had at the beer fest, same vintage, summer of 2013. And it's not exactly a big, massive beer either, so it'll be interesting to see how it holds up. This is from the PEI Brewing Company, and this is basically I guess it's the Gahan, under the Gahan label. Their lobster ale. Okay, 6.5% alcohol by volume. At the time, that was as high as beers in Prince Edward Island could go, but they recently changed the law, and now they can do higher beers than that. And already they've come out with a 8% beer and some other stuff I think is on the way. But strong ale, 6.5% lobster ale. It is a saison, brewed to be paired with seafood, and the Gahan house is like a restaurant and a lot of seafood and stuff in it. Prince Edward Island, of course, an island, so a lot of seafood style stuff. That place, big tourist place. They use some lobster shells in the actual brewing process, but apparently they don't use all that much. In fact, it's a very minute amount, apparently. Not enough to trigger seafood allergies, they say. Honestly, I don't even know why they bother. If they're not going to go full on lobster shells in it to add some flavor, why even bother? They might as well just have called it the Gahan Saison. Kind of rings right off the tongue a little bit better, doesn't it? But I guess lobster ale is an attractive name as well. So, okay, I just want to make sure this thing doesn't foam up on me. Sometimes when a beer's sitting around for a while, it'll do that. Doesn't smell like it's gone bad. So I guess this is in a way a re-review for me, but it's my official review for my channel anyway. And of course, Saisons, farmhouse ales, traditional sort of ale style from Belgium and that area. Usually much lower alcohol than this, usually like 3 to 3.5%, something along those lines. Was traditionally given to laborers, farmhands, people of that, like that, who would come around and work for a farmer. Given to them in place of water, because water sources could not be trusted to be safe all the time. So this was a much easier way. You just boil the water, when you're making the beer. So, yeah. That way they can get some nutrients, they won't be dehydrated, and they won't die from horrible diseases. I mean, back then they probably still died at like age 35, but, at least they weren't getting it from the water. So nice head on that. It's maintained a very nice head after being more than a year and a half old. Very clear, golden straw color. Saisons can usually have this sort of color. They're usually fairly light in the malt side of things. Saisons have no real... I've gone over this before, but I mean, I've got so many videos that maybe people haven't seen some of the Saisons I've reviewed, so I'll just, restate it for real quickly here. Some Saisons, I guess it is sort of a style now, but it really wasn't a fixed style. It was just a pale ale, farmhouse ale, that could be various alcohol strengths, but usually light, like I said, and it could be spiced with anything the farmer had on hand. It could have any sort of grains the farmer had on hand that he was using, right? So it's actually a category that could be expanded quite a bit. Hence, putting shellfish in it. So cheers. We'll go right to the aroma here. So I seem to recall when I did this review this past spring at White's Tavern, Albino Rhinos. It was it's bringing back memories. It still had that perfumey quality to it, and it still has it here. It's got a nice sort of sweet perfumey quality, sort of floral, most definitely from the hops, or it might be from the malt. You never know. And it's got a bit of a lemony citrus quality to it. It smells very good. Yeah, it smells good. So we'll go right to the taste. Cheers. There's a sweet, perfumey edge to it. Kind of floral, grassy kind of quality. Very light in body. Finishes with a bit of a lemony citrus. Some of that has seems to have died down a bit over the months. But it's still there. Perfectly drinkable, sort of light tasting saison. It's basically held up since I last had it, so I can't see myself giving a higher or lower score. I'm gonna say 3.5 out of 5. It's still excellent. Perfect light sort of drinking beer to have with seafood, fish and chips, whatever, scallops, clams, or lobster. It's got the right flavor profile to work with any of that sort of food. So, excellent. I'm pleasantly surprised that it's held up so well after that much time. So, that's very cool. Big thanks to Nick for sending this to me. I think this is the last review I'm going to do tonight. I'll just sit back and enjoy this beer and listen to some podcasts or something. All right, guys. Be good. We'll see you later. Lobster Ale, 3.5 out of 5. Bye-bye.